Annyeong, it's Mikey here, and thank you guys so much for subscribing, and we're almost there to 1,000 subscribers. So let's just get there, guys. We can do this, and I hope, by the end of this month that we're looking at over 1,000 subscribers. Guys, today I really want to do a big shout out and thank you to Electrics. They sent me out a sample of their Zoom 65 V3. Sorry, fingers 3. And we have it right here. We have this box right here. And they also sent me a pair of Uchi Studio keycaps. So let's go straight into the unboxing and I hope you guys enjoy. So let's start off with the unboxing of the creamy charcoal from the Wuche Studio. They sent me these keycaps to go with this keyboard. Now, let's take a look inside the box for the Electrics. You get extra modules that you can replace of the LCD screen on the top right, depending on your own preference. I was provided 3 different ones, but I'm going to be sticking with the LCD screen. They provide you a lot of different pieces. As you can see, they look really nice, and if you don't use an LCD screen, these could work really well. Or you can even put in a new key. Now going further in, you get a lot of different pieces. These are different mounts that you can use for the plate. And now time to look inside the actual case. Now when we open up the case, we can see that you're provided a cable, you're provided the PCB, as well as different foams, and PCB foams and plates. You get the palm and the PC plate. So going inside, you can see that you get some stabilizers. They're actually going to be clip-in stabilizers and not screw-ins. And also 2 batteries. Only if I could actually get these things open properly. I have a hard time opening things. You also provided some rubber pads for the bottom of the keyboard. And now let's look at the actual keyboard itself. They sent me this nice peach colored keyboard. As well as you can see this magnetic little plate on the back, and it's where you actually keep your USB dongle. That is something really nice. I thought that was missing on my Zoom 75. Though the magnet seems a little bit weak. That is something that I'll bring up a little later. Now let's go into the build. So the first thing we're going to do is quickly install the batteries. We actually have to remove the magnetic mount. We have to connect the batteries to the mount. That way when it's actually connected to the PCB is able to get the battery power. One thing to note, you're going to have to actually take off the internal plate to be able to do this. Now that that is done, we're going to have to go into looping the actual stabilizers before we put it onto the PCB. So this is what I use to lube my stabilizers to get them to sound just right. Now what I like to do to actually lube these stabilizers is use the BDZ to lube the actual connectors, and then use Krytox to lube the stems and the housing. So now that we're done with the stabilizers, we're going to actually put the PCB together. So we're going to grab all the foam and all the pieces we need to put it perfect and line it all up. What's coming in the final production, there's going to be just a little bit of tweaks. So we're going to grab the palm plate because I actually like palm plates the most. And now we're going to actually add the special magnetic levitation mount to the plate. This is something very new from Electrics. So of course, after installing all the mounts, we're going to actually put the whole plate together and make sure to screw it in so that it's actually tight and going to stick together. Of course they will, even if you put the switches in, but you don't want to actually ruin anything. So we're going to put that all together, and then I'll show you guys what switches I'm using, which is going to be the Wuche Studio Marandi switches. I actually like these switches, but they do have a little bit of an issue with stem level, as many know. So we're going to put in the screws just to connect the PCB to the plate, and then we're going to actually put in the switches, of course the Wuche Studio Marandis, as I had mentioned. Of course now we can't forget about the keycaps, the creamy charcoal from Wuche Studio to finalize this keyboard. Take a look how beautiful it looks. And you guys want to see something really cool? So after I actually opened the whole thing again, after putting the keycaps in, look how it's actually levitating. That is so cool. I can't believe that they were actually able to get the magnets perfect so that the plate is actually floating on top of the bottom case instead of actually just being stuck right on with the foam on the bottom. There's actually some space in between. So I wanted to just show you guys a little bit of something that I noticed as well while using this keyboard, and it's the fact that the function keys and the shortcuts have changed. So let me show you guys what has changed. It's no longer going to be FN with a Z, X, C from other electric keyboards, but it's actually FN QWE for Bluetooth, FNR for USB dongle, FN tab for RGB, and you guys can see on screen what they are. Now, one thing I also want to show you guys is where the switch is to change the keyboard from wired to wireless mode. It's going to be in the back, right below the right shift button. So down is wireless, up is wired. Now, the other thing I want to show you guys was the back magnet. I set out to bring it back later, and this is where I'm just going to show you guys how it is a little bit weak. It is where your USB dongle is supposed to go. From electric side, it's going to be much stronger for the final production, so you don't have to worry. And now let's go to the sound test. What an amazing keyboard, guys. I'm enjoying this Electric Zoom 65V3. The version 3 has been really nice. As you guys saw in my little cutaway in between, make sure to use the new function keys. That's what they're going to be using for the final production. And don't forget about the whole wired and wireless switch. You have to make sure to change it each time. Now, you guys should be excited. This is going to be releasing on June 18th, 2024. So again, June 18th, 2024. You can see on Electric's social media page and on their website, and you're gonna be able to get yourself one of these. Now, I would suggest, of course, getting the internal weight, of course, to make it a little bit more weighty and heavier. This feels really light. I didn't get that, and of course, you're gonna get that little extra lighting that goes around, and I think that's gonna be a really cool feature. Now, thank you guys so much for today and for enjoying this video, and make sure to like, subscribe, and check out the other videos. I always have these boxes up. And I'll catch you guys next time.